Hi friends, welcome to the studio. My name is Christina West and I am a painter and a writer and a sculptor. I have been an artist all my life and been a teacher for most of it. I am a community artist, a social artist. I love working in groups and teaching. So I'd like to introduce you to my Michael painting. St. Michael is found all over the world in millions and millions of images. I've been a painter most of my life and work in the professional field of design, graphic design, as my real life. The other half of my life I spent working with shamans and studying cross-cultural traditions and Western mystery traditions. And one of my big focuses, question is, what makes art sacred? What makes art sacred? Is there sacred art? And if so, what is the difference between the general arts and sacred art? So Michaelmas falls at the end of September every year, and it is really a celebration. It's an earth art festival, a festival that is found especially in Europe, and it celebrates the overcoming of the dragon. And this is a dragon that is something that wants to overcome us, which would be more of our base instinctual nature. It's not a wisdom dragon. We don't want to kill a wisdom dragon. But this is sort of the antithesis of walking the good red road, being a balanced person, wanting to do good in the world, wanting to be a good person. And that is what is meant by overcoming the dragon nature. I've been teaching privately all my life. And over the last few years, I've discovered the online presence of the arts, and I learned how to do video and so forth. There's no goal to get to. There's nowhere to rush to. Contemplative means just that. It's a practice of slowing down. It's a practice of the heart. It's a practice of mindfulness. It's working in a meditative way, taking an image, taking a thought, researching stories, thinking about them, pondering them in our hearts, working with the image. In a shamanic way, we might even say working with the deity, working with this spiritual being of whatever it is we're contemplating. So there's a depth to contemplative arts that is extremely satisfying. What's so beautiful about contemplative arts is it's a gradual opening. It's an opening in the depth of your heart. It's the opening of the depth of your conscious awareness. It's trying to penetrate the anima mundi, the world soul, and not by force, but by gentleness. So I think this mindfulness practice of working in a creative way might appeal to a lot of people, especially at this time. So a contemplative arts practice is more of a thinking with the heart, a meditation, a way of working that has a breathing cycle to it. It contains the ideas of indigenous people that the earth is alive, that there's a pace in the trees, that the trees, when they move and the wind as it moves through the trees, there's something that can resound within the human soul, and it feeds us. So this is what I mean by contemplative. It's a different way. It's a mindfulness practice. In America, especially, we're driven to make it fast, make it look good. So this isn't about product. This Michael painting, as beautiful as it is and satisfying as it is for me, it's one of my favorite paintings that I've done, because this is a theme I come back to year after year. What it contains, the conversations with friends of mine that we're all over the world, I have a Facebook group, and we've been working this way for years. The conversations that I have with other artists about the thrill of a new image, or maybe a new insight into an image, different stories of Mike Aiel, how it affects me in my life, that's what's in this painting. And this painting unpacks slowly. You can't just look at this painting and say you got it. That's the opposite of a contemplative arts practice. It's more about, this painting, for instance, is a being. And if you can quiet yourself and live into the image over time, the image might give you a gift of itself in a meaning that directly correlates to your life. That's a shamanic, indigenous way of knowing. That's steeped in our Western mystery traditions. That's steeped into the sort of magical practices behind the arts. And now, when we're getting so much information so fast, it might be a really lovely time for you to add into your creative arts practice a contemplative way of working. I spent my life in the arts. I've worked on Rodeo Drive in the galleries, the high-end galleries in New Orleans and so forth. So I know the selling aspect of art, but I've also worked with indigenous shamans, and basically my own practice and my own inquiry has been this spiritual side of the arts. And it has deep meaning, and it brings me great satisfaction. And so I really want to welcome you to the studio. I have paintings over here that I've had most of my life. I've got things nobody's seen, so I'm going to bring them out and talk about them. So thank you so much for coming and listening. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Christina West Art. I will also be updating my YouTube site, Christina West Art, continuously, because I really do think there are many, many, many people who would find great meaning and personal transformation and healing by picking up a contemplative arts practice and adding that to their toolkit. So thanks so much for listening. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, if you're excited. Ask me any questions you want. I've been a teacher my whole life, and this is really my coming out party. So welcome to the studio. Thanks so much.